Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and welcome back to PCM22. It's career mode, and we are on episode number 12. We just lost a rider, second of the day already, to a crash. It is pouring, and so there have been multiple crashes in this race. Fortunately, both of the teams around me, it's a rider that matters enough that they have pulled some additional guys back to help them out. In my case, Mickles on a -5 race day condition is nothing but a low level domestique today, the lowest on the team. The other domestique of the day, Steininger, was the one who was involved in our first crash. So we have 72 kilometers to go, and we are coming up on a category 2 climb. I want Steininger to go ahead and get water right now. Let's go ahead and have Mickles. This group really not coming back, and maybe I just need it to stay that way. He can get himself some water and then just sit on the group. Yeah, why not? If they're willing to have half their team get dropped, in both cases, that's helping me out. Alright, well, what we have here is a situation where I need to speed up a bit. There you go. What we have here is a stage win necessity in the 4-stage race here. One is a mountain stage. We're not going to win that. So we have 3 opportunities here. 1 punchy and 2 sprint stages. Also knowing that we have a mountain stage means we don't have to think about the GC at all, as we will not contend in the GC. So we can truly focus on each of those 3 stages, committing 100% of the riders to that stage that day. Whoever's the best on the day, best chance of winning on the day, and give them full support. 123 riders in the Peloton, 1 left off the front, just 30 seconds ahead, and riders well off the back, including Mickles. Mickles I'm going to go ahead and set to automatic. The group not worrying, but he's not worrying either, so that's good. Coop is one of my favorites on the day, 73 mountains, 78 on his punchiness, also good acceleration. He's got a decent shot, but realistically, we're looking at Pivy, who has a 71, 78, and the sprint capability, plus stamina resistance that are in the 80s today, resistance at 85, and he's going to hang on a bit longer. No breakaway anymore, just 124 left in the Peloton. Got a little bit of undulation, a couple hills to go over before you then go into the final 2 climbs of the day, and we're looking at fairly short and fairly steep on both of those. Just an idea of the distance, we're looking at 156 to 170, so 14k, and that is less than half of the distance. So less than 7, I'd say maybe 5k on those climbs. That's not that short, especially with 2 of them back to back. So this is probably the most difficult of the 3 stages for us to come away with a win on. But if we can get Pithy and Coop to recover, which actually I need to take like Frigo and his poor race day condition. Let's go ahead and get Frigo to protect Coop. If we can get those 2 recovered over the upcoming descent, Pithy's looking pretty good in that department. And if we can get them over the first climb without too much damage, then I give us a chance. If they're looking any worse than they are right now, by the time we get to the foot of the final climb, I do not think today is going to be our day for that one. It's a little too hard for punchers that are not also dual climbers. This would be a perfect Wout van Aert or Julian Alaphilippe type profile here. Everybody is getting back into position. Now we've got Pithy at full strength. We've got Coop almost there. The good news on that is you've got a lot of riders that are not going to have recovered. You know, not just our guys. That +5 really helping with that recovery. We don't want to waste too much energy. 3k from the top. It's looked like Might only be about a 4-kilometer climb here. I think this is the same climb that we're going to be finishing on. I was not paying attention to whether we had the 1K to go type banner. We have 2K to the top. If we get a message at 1K to go, then we know that this is where that finishing climb is going to be. Okay, Steininger is done. He's about to get dropped. Frigo is done. He's going to get dropped here pretty soon. The other guys are just hanging on. I'd really like to still have 4 for that final climb. Hawkins hopefully hangs on here. 70 left. Up his effort. Pithy hanging on just fine, even though he's at the tail end. This was about conserving energy. In Hagen's case, it's about hanging on and not getting dropped. Everybody will recover position. So, Hagens needs to now protect Pithy. Bogley now needs to protect Coop. And we need to get Coop and Pithy back in position and hopefully recover. We've got 58 left in contention. I will have a 4-man train here for the final climb, and of course 2 of these guys in pretty good shape heading into it. 8.5K to go now. We've got to get Bogley and Hagens to gel up as we go through the flat sector. Pithy, not quite back to full strength, but we've got the 2 guys in the condition we need them to be in as we approach the climb to still have a chance at this thing. But I'm not liking our chance for this. 5K.
5 kilometers to the finish line.
Alright, 4.5K. That is short enough to take these 2 and be let out by these 2. Let's switch the order just because Bogley is furthest ahead. And gel up for Coop. We will hold off on Pithy for another 600 meters or so, as we've got to climb on this one. There you go. Now we gel, and look how we're coming through this thing with 3.5K to go. But Hagens and Bogley are both going to run out at the same time. The good news on that is they offered protection to Coop and Pithy. He's not going to be a threat. On to Coop. 3K to go, though. 3K. So, riding at an 89. Coop somehow riding right through his teammates, but okay. And keeping that pressure on now at the front. 2.5K to go. Somebody can and will attack here at some point. But how much will be left in the tank of a lot of these guys? Armorall. Pedrero. 1.6K. Here comes the attacks. Speeding up a little bit for Coop to lead out Pithy, but Pithy just does not have much red bar here, and we need a stage win. A podium, though, will definitely look good. Coop sprinting. And Pithy has that sprint speed. He can get that top 3, but that red bar went so fast. He just did not have enough left. He's going to get 4th, or is he going to squeeze the line for 3rd? He does not. He gets 4th. Ahead of Nance Peters, which is good. I mean, that is a good result. 4th and 7th here. Small group at the finish line. There should be separation to this group now. The GC part looking good on that, but irrelevant as the mountain stage is going to rule us out. But Geshka down in 16th. Warbase 18th. Those guys well behind. Ivan Sosa down at 11th. So the fact that we pulled off a top 5, pretty dang solid. But you need a podium or better to even get that partial okay. So still have work to do with 2 more attempts, but both sprints. Stage 2, we have 60K to go, and we just had a crash that has, for a second, I thought was going to rule out Steininger altogether, but it doesn't. Mikkels is going to wait for him. Mikkels was protecting Steininger. Steininger is our primary lead-out guy. Finally, we're back together, but it looks like we are quite a ways down, and we might have to do this without our lead-out man. Huggins needs to protect Pithy. Huggins was protecting Steininger. Mickles was protecting, I think, Coop or somebody. Frigo? Maybe it was Frigo. Or no one.
Some teams can't be happy with the breakaway.
Pace not too bad right now. In fact, it looks like that breakaway with 3 minutes is going to be a hard catch. I think we could throw one more rider at this and get him back. We need that lead out man. Pithy's got a good chance today. And we're not that far off now. Okay, Steininger, just follow him. Hawkins finally out the back of the peloton. I mean, we're looking at a pretty healthy gap to try to pull back. It's been 10K already. We're not getting any help from Koretsky. But here is Huggins. Steininger just sit on.
The pace is really hot, so for the moment we
I'm gonna have
shouldn't see too
Mickles
many attacks.
push a little bit less than Huggins. Huggins is gonna push a little bit harder. Well, he's got the energy, and now we do get a little support. Still a chance to get back on. Gap not shrinking by much though. Brought back 10 seconds so far. $40K to go now. Nichols is going to have to gel. Glad this guy's taking a turn. You know, we're only 6 seconds closer, but we definitely got closer there for a moment, and the field's going to stretch as we go into this.
It's survival of the
I
fittest.
might have Steininger attack.
Favor those in the rear. There's a quick
Mickles has been dropped.
line.
Might have him sprint to get back up there. Nichols is gone. Steininger using the descent to try an attack. Try to get back up there. I mean, it's 30K. But it looks like it might not make it. This is so close. And this isn't even the Peloton anymore. This is not the Peloton anymore. This is a group off the back. Steininger makes contact with the group.
Riders are on the ground, but it doesn't look too serious.
Kalmajan involved in that. Let's hope this doesn't come back together. Because honestly, all that work from Steininger and 2 domestiques to get up there and then to be off the back, you would hope this group pushes hard enough to stay away. And then it's just 47.
It's in such percentages that the strongest can create some gaps.
And it is back together. Steininger is not there, though. Really? Huggins. Wow, that's not fair. Worked so hard. Leave him alone for a moment, and he's... Breakaway's done. 4-man lead out, 17K. Well, 3-man lead out. Pithy with a +4 has a chance. But my oh my, has that been hurt by the events of multiple crashes here. Huggins done. Steininger done. These guys are 3 minutes down. See you later. Okay. Coop to go first. So we're going to gel up for him. We're not going to go yet with 12K to go, but there's a gentle downhill slope from this point forward to the finish line. That means it's going to go harder and faster. Okay, Gel just kicked in, and we're at 9.5. That's a good time. Set up Pithy to be let out by Frigo, which is definitely not the same thing as being let out by Steininger. Okay, 9K to go. Coop to bring us forward. Don't want to go too hard yet. Okay, we're going to gel up for Bogley, as we have 7K to go. Okay, we're going to start speeding up for Coop. 6K to go, Frigo gel. And 5K to go, Pithy gel. Alright, this is just about it, but you can already see we are not getting the kind of lead out we are used to getting. 99 for Coop. Here comes some other teams overtaking. 3K to go, Bogley. Bogley is not a sprinter, so we're going to sprint with him right now. But where is Frigo? Frigo and Pithy. Not this stage. This should have been the stage. Pithy with a +4. This should have been the stage. But with only 3 lead-out guys and 2 of them very weak on the flat, Frigo should have been the guy doing that run-in for 5K out with a 73 flat going 99. And fresh like he is now. He gets caught up in traffic because we couldn't go fast enough. We get blocked off. Then we're trying to attack, and Bogley, who's too slow, is being overtaken. But at the very least, Frigo should be right there and Pithy right here. But we got blocked off. Frigo really got held up. Pithy, pushing on past him. It's too late now for Pithy. He's got no lead out. He doesn't have the speed. He would have the pace, but you can see he's not even really accelerating here. Bogley's going to finish ahead of Pithy after what happened. Adria takes the win. Jenny it's third. I could have beaten these guys. But without the right lead out, nothing doing. Pithy just 15th. Bogley 13th. We don't even get a top 10. Wow. That was an ugly mess. Tried to make the best of a bad situation. Tried to reset, retool. Just was not happening. We have 1 opportunity left because that mountain stage is a no-go. We need that stage win. Right now, 4th is the best we've been able to muster. Stage 3 was the mountain stage. Coop actually ended up with a top 10. His expected for the day was +5. Bogley also 15th. So we're still alive in the GC, actually. We've got a top 5 heading into that final sprint stage. So Coop has pulled off a little bit of a miracle consolation prize for us. This could go down as a positive on the evaluation for this race. That's going to be really helpful. This guy can not stay on his bike. Stage number 4, Steininger goes down again, this time with a couple Archaea riders. We're going to let him get back on his own as the stage just started. I'm also going to take these 2 and put them on maintain position for a moment so that that gap's going to open up. Here's my thought process. We are now racing for both the GC and for the stage win. And today, the race day condition is looking fantastic. Steininger, come on, buddy. We've got to get you back in contact. Now, as soon as he's back in contact, we're going to go back into the state of riding hard. Archaea not really contributing much here, even though they brought back a bunch of riders to bring their rider forward. Steininger will recover soon enough. I don't want that group to get that far away, and they are just about getting that far away. There we go. Steininger back in the group. We'll have him get forward, And we're going to get Bogley back on the front. We're going to get Huggins back on the front.
That's more than 2 minutes separating them.
Mickles, go ahead and protect Coop. So what I'm going to do for the GC is we are 1 second away from the podium. We are also on same time as one other rider, meaning there's a risk of falling to 5th. I'd like to get up to 3rd. We only need to gain a second or two, which means we need to be in contact for presumably the first sprint point, not the later one, because we want to be set up for the run in to the end of the race. So I'd like to catch this group. There we go, Steininger back in position, and we will get back to recovering or riding to support him. Coop does not need support. Coop just needs to have a go here early on. Let's get these guys on higher effort, and let's get these two who are going to be doing the chasing for the next little bit. 6 riders, 2 minutes away, 28k to go. Let's go ahead and start pulling them back. It's the last stage, so I don't care if we lose Bogley and Huggins, though it does leave me with less riders for the lead out. Later on, Coop can still be part of that lead out. 5 guys is enough, especially when you have your actual lead out rider and your main guy on a +5. Pithy, how good is he looking today? By the way, we've got fitness peaks, we've got objectives for multiple riders. One unfortunate thing that I've been facing is, even though we're Continental Pro now, and it did expand our calendar quite a bit from last year, we've made a single World Tour race all season, even though I asked for numerous invites, but we have no reputation. And also because we have no reputation, we really didn't get invited to very many races, just period. Our race requests, and overall race invites has been quite low. And these guys are going to have to push way harder if we're going to catch them with 12k to go. 2 minutes is a big gap. If Steininger was not crashing, that gap never would have opened up. I was planning on maintaining it. I was going to bring you in about this point, and then Steininger crashed, and I knew that that was going to really put a wrench in the spokes of what I'm trying to accomplish here. And you can see these guys, 6k to go, 2 minutes, not happening. So let's go ahead and set up and recover for these two. We'll go ahead and protect Coop. We've still got the other one. Let's see, that gap's going to open up a bit, but I did put a big hurting into those guys, and they are not really going to recover much at all. But we've got to be able to try to pull things back later on. Another fall takes out Pedrero. Tuze, a couple of the sprinters definitely off the back right now, but they will get back in contact. And I'm not going to do the evil thing and prevent them from getting back up here. Let's go ahead and use Huggins to go get some water. That group back on. Unwritten sportsman rule. Those guys go down through no fault of their own. You sit up a little bit, you let them back on. 80k to go. I think we're just about okay on the water the rest of the way. 3.5 minutes, but it's starting to come down. I'd love to get Coop that 1 second. So we'll see if it's going to be possible. With other teams doing the work for now, I would be happy to use those two once again and work really hard to pull it back. But we've got to be pulling the gap back a bit more than it is. Right now it's still just over 3 minutes. If we can get it down to 2 in the next little bit, we can definitely commit 2 guys on the front. In fact, let's just go ahead and commit 1 on the front right now and see what that's going to do. How quickly is this gap going to come down? That group still could blow up, but it's not looking likely right now. 18k to go, and we've really only pulled back about 50 seconds, and there's still 240. There's 10 more seconds. Huggins doing the work right now. Petty, Coop, go ahead and up your effort a bit. Yeah, 30 seconds that Huggins has pulled back now, but 11K to go. We're looking at the same sort of gap that we had before. Okay, so Coop's going to have to settle for a top 5. That one's not happening, which means I'm now going to focus my attention on the run into the end. We're going to give probably Coop a free run at the back end just to help secure the top 5. So that means Pithy's going to be led out by Steininger. And then we're going to have somebody else also in that process. Mickles is going to be the guy ahead of that because he's going to have both sprint capability and a really good flat rating today. Still 2 minutes to those guys, so yeah, it just wasn't happening thanks to the Steininger crash. The main objective, of course, is the win a stage, and so we had to sacrifice gaining a second or two for Coop to move into the top 3. Because there's no way he's going to get top 3 on the stage to get a time bonus. Okay, we're seeing some riders making some late aggressive moves. One of the breakaway riders has been reeled in, the others are down to 1.5 minutes. And the efforts are going up. Huggins needs to switch off, protect one of these guys. Maybe Frigo. So let's go ahead and swap that one out. Frigo. Yeah, Frigo with that good flat rating, even though he's got the -2. Just 80 riders left in the peloton as we're seeing some yo-yoing going on. Riders losing contact with the undulation here. 20K to go now. The water part, guys are getting out of the bottom end of their bottles, but they should be okay. Bogley, gel. Huggins, gel. These guys are almost done.
15 kilometers remaining.
Minute 14 still to 4 riders. They have not been caught yet. And with 13K to go and those 2 gelling active right now, I think this is the time to start making our move. 12K out. It's still a little ways, but he could take a little turn and then we'll put him on the back. We are definitely not going to put him to his extreme though. Push him to the limit. No stretch of the imagination on that one, but we will let him, ride out front for a little bit. Bogley's done, but he got us up to speed. Huggins gonna push a little less hard. Bogley just try to break toe. 9K to go. Down to 30 seconds on those front guys. And it's Coop's short turn. Okay, gel up for Frigo because it's going to be a short turn for Coop. Okay, a little bit of a hill here, so this is a good time for him. This is also going to pull back those front 4. Okay, Coop, that's good. That's good. Let's go ahead and move on now to Frigo. He's going to push a little bit harder, and then we're going to drop to the back end with Coop. So he's done what he needed to do. That gives me 3 lead-out riders, and we're inside 6K. And we are now pushing pretty hard. Steininger, not looking so good. Not looking so good at all. 4K to go. Let's go ahead and swap this. Mickles and Steininger. And that means we need to, we need to gel up for all 3 guys. 99. Steininger needs to take over here. Yeah, 3.4. Sprinting for Steininger. Okay, 2.3. Almost there for Mickles. Almost there. I'm not too happy with how things are looking at the moment. Frigo. Try to break toe with anybody that you can. Mickles. This is a hair early, I think. But Mickles, give me a good lead out. We're in good shape. We are in good shape here. 1K to go. On to Pithy. Really, we only have one challenger. He's only a 70. Pithy should be winning this thing. Nichols, stay to the left. On to Pithy. Come on, Pithy. Come on, Pithy. Come on, Pithy. Hang on for it. Hang on for it. Ah. Okay. We got one of the two major objectives complete. That should put us back on track for getting the super success, getting that budget increase for next season. It's all about the money.
We're waiting for the tail enders who continue to arrive.
I'll always make good signings. They won't always work out, but I'll always find those diamond in the roughs. And even with the challenge of one writer per nation, which is absolutely a challenge, I'll find writers. And this team will just get better and better. But for those of you that have followed the channel for a long time, you already know that the long-term challenge is hanging on to those writers once they start developing rapidly, become really good, keeping the best riders on the team, getting to become an established World Tour team that's going to stay put and not be yo-yoing or not losing our best rider every year and having to rely on guys that aren't quite at the level they need to be at just yet. So every bit counts on that budget. We started with a better budget in this series, and it's not climbing rapidly, but it's climbing. And getting this right here, this was the stage of the year. This was the one that is going to have the biggest impact on our year. Coop got fourth, by the way. He almost got his he almost got his 4 seconds. Wow. That would have put him into the top 3, but he does secure a top 5, so we might get a little bonus to that one. But Pithy winning the stage, that was the key to our season. That is going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and bye for now.